Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play some more To Eat a God, Unum's Route, Act 2.5. Sorry it took a little while for this, but I had a lot of stuff on my plate. Life here is not so bad. Septum's words won't leave you alone. Every silence and every pause, his voice echoes and lingers in your mind, reminding you that there's something deeper and far more troubling than just playing house with Unum and his wives. It couldn't all be so perfect. Septum must be pulling the strings of the sun symbol. I suppose you could ask what it's really all about. Sit down with Unum one day and have a serious talk about why he won Descendants in the first place. But you're afraid of being disappointed by his answer, afraid that Unum might be acting, that his foddery image you have of him will shatter. But what hurts more is the thought that the children might just be pawns for some plan you don't understand. It hurts a little more than you're willing to admit. I'm oppressed. And this voice pulls you out of your dark thoughts. She sits beside you, glass in hand, gazing towards the garden. She's watching every move of the children, ready to intervene if needed. Shams and Nor are play fighting. At first, you're worried about them getting hurt, but soon you realize they come out completely unscathed after every match. Stars that change or glow over time. I never would have imagined it. She turned her head towards you. It's a pity you can't see her expression. Her mask she wears hides her face entirely. They've grown 3 more centimeters today. And Shams has gained more body mass. Her voice is warm, almost tender. It carries a tone of someone who's proud of her children. Okay, I'm gonna ask, aren't there any children in the garden? Offspring like yours? Offspring of the subjects? No. They're counterproductive to the maintenance of each domain, a distraction from our duties. The only subjects allowed to have offspring were those of Lady Septum. Ines tightened her grip on the glass. For a moment you'd think it might shatter. I must take my leave. It's time for you to return to Unum's residence. No, you can't stand your sin. No, I can't stand your sin any longer. You know she doesn't mean it with disdain, but still stings. Unum explained it to you before, but you already have guessed it. Your flesh, your body, it's like a fine delicacy to them, whether you're a human from another world or something crafted from the garden. Something they could eat, but are forbidden to taste. Those resources are reserved exclusively for the symbols. The main source of energy from the higher ranks, and the untouchable delicacy for the servants of each domain. And I don't think he wants to see us particularly. There's no point in dwelling on it. You might be converted, maybe a little bit, just a little bit. You might be a converted dish for the garden's inhabitants, even for those who share the roof with you. Both Unum and his wives see you as potential food, but you can't tell. You can tell they're really trying. Unum just wants to marry us too, so there's that. There's that. Some that's like marry, food, marry. It's like Goku right here. They make the effort not to devour you whenever they see you or spend time with you. And this often avoids spending too much time with you because of this. And Unum never skips his Sunday placebos. Tomorrow he has his meeting at the hotel to receive his weekly serving. Tomorrow is Sunday, which means that before going to the hotel, Septum will come to check on the twins. Anxiety grips your chest at the mere thought of what might happen when what Septum will say, and what will happen to Nor Shams afterward. Both small arms wrap around your neck, grounding you back to reality. Innes is gone, and now the children are on your back and lap instead. So adorable. Innes said you called us. Did something happen? Shams asked while dropping her full weight onto you, knocking the air from your lungs. Innes is right. You have to teach her to control her strength. At least when it comes to you. You need to get ready for tomorrow. It's time to go. You need to... Which way? It's time to go. But you need to get ready for tomorrow. I don't want to. It's so boring to talk of His Holiness Septum. Aw, Shams. I want to give you a hug. I like it. Shams sticks her tongue out at Nor, muttering under her breath that he's just as boring as Septum. She runs off under Nor's dismayed gaze. He doesn't wait for you to react before chasing after Shams, frowning and seeking revenge. Both of them head towards Unum's residence. You take one look at the wife's residence before following them. You feel curious about that place. Just seeing it from outside is no longer enough. Oh yeah, they have to probably stay in their own house because they might eat us if we're in his house. He has more control over that. There are days when you have to bite your tongue to keep from asking if you could go in, but you hold back. You may be curious, but you're not foolish enough to think that wouldn't be dangerous. Oh, we'll still go in. We'll have death route, so let's go for a death route. Once back home, you learn that Unum has returned from his meeting with Septum. As always, he brought back a pile of books. Lately, Unum and Septum meetings have become more frequent, and they'll last longer each time. It inspires you a little. Because of the days of those meetings, you left in charge of the children, and they demand more than you could give. Oh, he's only a book. Lion, did you know it's good to read stories of to children while they're growing? Yes, I did. But the moment Unum appears with a satisfied smile, all your irritation vanishes. I've been reading Green Eggs and Ham from memory. Unum stands beside you, book in hand, ready to show you its contents. From the cover, you could tell it's a children's book, probably from ages 5 to 10. Human ages, of course. You can't read the title, but it's could be an adventure or fantasy book. A fantasy story. Could be Percy Jackson. I can't read it. Well, it talks about everything he saw in Septum's library. He flipped through the book's pages. I could probably read it. Percy Jackson from memory alone, too. And the series that shall not be named. More pictures than text. Ideal for children with short attention spans like Shams. You trust the illustrations will keep her interested. Oh, don't worry. I think we'll keep her interested. We read Aragon. You close the book abruptly, making Unum fall silent at once. You let out a long, tired sigh. I mean, Aragon has detail, but it is amazing. Action-packed. Is there something important I should know? You seem to enjoy spending time with Septum. I missed you. Is there something important I should know? I missed you. I'm gonna say I missed you. He stares at you, perplexed. You caught him so off guard, he doesn't know how to respond. It's as if he'd forgotten how to speak. His mouth opens and closes, searching for the right words to give you. Oh, I worn out. I forget how to speak all the time. Unum, just breathe. He clearly doesn't expect that. Wasn't expecting that. Me too. I told Septum that having so many means is make me lose time with you and the children, but we need to talk and plan everything down to the last detail. Once this is over, we'll have all the time in the world. I promise. Unum clears his throat. He takes a deep breath and his words spill out like the air escaping a deflating balloon. Starting tomorrow, the children will have to attend their checkups with Septum separately. I don't think that's a good idea. Whatever is in Septum, whatever it is Septum's after, I won't let him use the children. They're mine, not his. I want to go in with them. They won't go unless I know what they're doing there. I don't trust them. Nothing will happen to them, right? At the checkups? No, of course not. No matter how many times you question him about Sutton's plan for the children, he always gives you vague answers, borderline absurd at once. He'll elevate their rank. They'll become divine, no longer mortal. We'll just have to wait for the right time. They're still too young. Wait, aren't they technically already divine in a sense? They're technically demigods. Don't get me wrong, they're technically demigods, so they're more immortal than I am, at least. Because they're at least half. And you can't keep pressuring him. Unum always finds an excuse to escape the conversation. But today, Unum seems to have reached his limit and agrees to ask Septum if he could attend the next checkup. I can't promise anything. Septum's the one who decides. You spend the rest of the day holed up in your room. You feel like you could explode at any small incident, and you don't want that to happen in front of the children. It's better to stay put, at least until tomorrow. You could use the rest. Your body and hands are grateful for the decision. That angers you that Unum does nothing about the situation. And on the other hand, you can't help but notice how cautious the sun symbol has become to everything he does. I think he's too much trying to protect us. He doesn't look as opposing as you once thought. Damn it. He even stopped being impulsive altogether. As impulsive, like a persona. And that's because Septum's constant pressure. It's always Septum said this. Septum has to know about this. If Septum grants us permission, then you're sick of it. The worst part is Unum always downplays it, or worse, treats your anger like something amusing or fascinating. As if you were a dog doing a little trick. Maybe that's what you are. Just a pet without a voice or a say in anything that happens in this house. No, I think he just, if anything, I don't think he would have children with a pet dog. Even though we didn't do it that way. Adopted for a single purpose and waiting for the day the owner gets bored. You're not sure what's worse, going to him or staying here, overthinking everything and nothing at once. Before you could decide, your door is knocked on twice. The illusion of privacy doesn't last 5 seconds. Seeing him walk in like he owns a place only to rub salt in the wound. I think he does own the place. It is his house after all. The children are already asleep. He announces cheerfully, completely unaware of all that's going on inside you. He moves through your space as if he knows every inch of it, paying a little attention to you and his surroundings. Or maybe he's just pretending not to notice. It must be easier for him that way. I spoke of Septum. If you hear the name Septum one more time, you swear you'll go stabby Septum. He said it's fine for you to attend the children's checkup tomorrow, but he won't let me. He admits, pouting. The news should make you happy, but it doesn't. Not completely. Why do you do everything Septon says? I want to be alone and go away. Okay, I'm not gonna be that mean. Why do you do everything Septon says? Ah, ah. Unum clenches his chest, shaking with a laugh so deep he fears something inside him or out might tear. You think I'm a bootlicker? He says in disbelief. He said it. You didn't. Totally. But he is the worst kind, the one who will admit it. It's up to the creed that the sun wouldn't rise today. Unum would move heaven and earth to follow that order. Damn bootlicker. Here a word is a command. Septon rules everything now that he has a body. Now all he has to do is speak her name and give an order. Sarah, really? Well, his body's kind of deteriorating. I'm bound to be, by law. He's gone defensive, which at least means you struck his pride somehow. If only Septon were intangible again. What did he say? For a moment, Unum falls silent. He has no words to answer. You caught him off guard. There was a time when Septon had no body. Oh, I know about it. I know all about it. At the very beginning, without mouth, he couldn't command. In fact, we still could talk to Septon right here. Unum, I could actually talk to Septon right here, because that's still right there. And it was Noel who talked to him like a spokesman. We had more freedom back then, until he showed up with a body. Septon said she lent it to him, but I don't believe it. And no, it was Noel. Unum paused for a long while, as if trying to remember what led him to talk about this. Then he exhales, pulling a funny grimace. So no, I'm not a bootlicker. He doesn't say it to convince you. He says it like he's trying to convince himself. The silence is heavy. Also, you don't know how to rescue this conversation. So you slip under the sheets, ready to end the day. Seeing this, he sits at the foot of the bed, staring at you. He seems torn between speaking and staying silent. Can I stay with you while you sleep? I'm gonna go with yes. Unum smiles and lies down beside you. Sleep doesn't take long to come. You drift off instantly. It's Sunday. Your body hasn't even had time to adjust to the new day when Shams bursts into your room, throwing herself onto your bed. Her knees land squarely on your ribs as she yells impatiently. They're waiting for us. Between the confusion and her relentless tugging at your shirt, you could barely keep your eyes open while Shams aborts and half-baking explanation. Bursts out. Without giving you a chance to speak questions, she drags you out of bed, repeating non-stop that it's late, that you need to hurry, that Septon waits both of you there right now. Your irritation of Septon's voice is all it takes for you to understand completely. It's the weekly checkup day. You're already walking down the hall, swinging to the medical wing. Before you know it, Shams throws the door open without stopping to knock or announce herself. There they are. You should knock before entering. I don't think my daughter understands that. She was just born a little while ago, after all. You told Dad you were in a hurry. Her response is immediate, caring little, if at all, about the blonde man might think or do about it. It's like, nope, she gives 0 cares. He, on the other hand, decides to ignore her. Sitting upright in front of Unum, he barely glances at you, nor does he even make a gesture to greet you. I think he's mad that we're doing Unum's route and not just his. It's Unum who does, standing up with a wide, tender smile that reveals he's sharp white teeth. As he approaches, he plants a warm kiss on your cheek, murmuring a soft good morning. He barely has time to get the words out before Septum glares silently, orders him out of the room. Shams runs to the corner where the instruments rest. There's a scale, measuring tape, cot, and more. Aw, she's adorable. Okay, I thought the one with the longer hair was Sham's though. I love the hair. I just love it. She seems to know the routine already, sitting on the cot to wait. Meanwhile, Septum stands, notebook and pencil in hand, taking the place beside her to start recording data. He instructs her to raise her arms, stretching her legs and breathing deeply. Everything is done with clinical precision. He writes down what's needed, offering no comment before what's strictly functional. Unum told me he wanted to take part in the checkups. It's the first time he spoke to you since you walked in. He had assumed he ignored you until Septum's Sham's checkup was over. Though in a way, he still does. He's speaking without looking directly at you. He's mad. I can talk to you anytime I want, though. Do you not trust me? Did you out? I know what your actual plans are. Why should I? No, I just want to know what the checkups are like. I'm glad you care about the children. To be honest, I didn't expect that. Sham's completely distracted from the conversation, plays with one of the stethoscopes. Zooms around her neck, twisting it, stretching it, and biting it. Septum has to take it from her before she breaks it. Then he writes down a few more lines before turning his gaze back to you. Regardless of what you think, you have no choice but to do as you're told. If you wish to survive in this world, you need to trust me. Otherwise, your puppet will take long to become obsolete. Well, your route, you saved us. Today, it's your hands. Tomorrow, it'll be your whole arm. After that, the feet, and then the legs. You'll be reduced to a useless body. Only good as meat for us. A placebo on the verge of expiration. And that when that happens, you'll lose only means you have to remain in this place. Septum falls silent for a few seconds, watching Shams. Then he says in a single word, tail. He extends his hands, waiting for Shams to obey. She does so immediately, raising her tail and letting it rest in Septum's palm. You're about to step in, but you know that the tails of the star, like Shams, are dangerous, unstable, harmful, creature that's capable of burning the flesh of the entity, regardless of rank. Even Unum has been hurt before. But seeing that Septum doesn't react to pain, you stop and watch. Nothing happens. No burned skin. No pain reflected in Septum's eyes. He holds Sham's tail as if he were another limb. He stamps it carefully, taking notes in his journal. How could he touch it like that? Just like that? I'm shocked that Unum can't, because technically the sun is a star. Could it be his hands? No. Yours share a similar condition, yet you can't touch their tails without getting at least first-degree burns. Is something wrong? If you keep your mouth hanging open like that, you're going to let a fly in. Close it. Did she hurt you? No. No one and nothing can hurt me. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I could probably guarantee I could name a couple people in media that could probably hurt him. The two are just regular humans. He says it offhandedly, as if were the most trivial thing in the world. Wait. You wait for inspiration, but it never comes. It left you more confused than before. The checkup's in, and Shams leaves so Nor can enter. Unlike Shams, Nor seems comfortable with Septon's meticulousness, where she was restless. He simply observes and waits for the blonde to command. You have to eat less, he says after finishing the examination. What? No, Nor needs to eat more. Septon looks at you, as if you lost your mind and you're speaking nonsense. Serious? You can eat less. You must eat less. Okay. I think he looks kind of skinny when he needs more food. That also gave me a bad taste in my mouth. Saying that. Okay, I'm concerned under, but there are stories of people like child actors like Raven Simone that they were ridiculed for their weight, even as a little kid on the Cosby Show. I believe if you had the strength and the power to yell or slap him, you could, but would only bring you more trouble. Especially, recode for that, and I think at one point they refused to feed her at one point just because she was gaining weight. Which, a kid, you're growing. You don't even get the right to argue or ask for inspirations. Septon spells you both from the room with a single clap. You're instantly transported outside. The door is closed, and when you turn to go back and confront the blonde, he's no longer there. He's gone. In a way, that's good. You're sick of him already. Sick of him that I could go right here and talk to him. You don't want to lose him in your home. You don't want to see him in your home again. At least not for the next 7 days. Meanwhile, I could press it to talk to him. You spend the rest of the day playing with and keeping the children company, hoping that by the time Unum returns from the hotel, you have a full belly and no desire to devour you. Wait for Unum in your room. Spore. I'm a spore. Go with the children. You search for the children inside their residence, but only find traces that they were there, and their broken vase to add to the collection of one of the panes scratched with what you hope is paint. You could go on and on like this until tomorrow, but for them, you can't find them anywhere. You go outside hoping to find them in the courtyard. They aren't there either. You assume they are just be in Unum's wife's residence. Not sure if it would be wise to go there. Look at the panes. You walk through the halls, observing the panes that adore Unum's residence. And you realize that they're all following a very specific pattern. They're all depicted human bodies in different positions and expressions. I thought they were all religious ones. Because I think I've seen this painting. At least a replica. Their great care in the use of shadows and contrast between light and darkness that's impossible to ignore. Especially this one. Some of them make you uneasy. They're grotesque enough to cause a subtle sense of discomfort. You are not imagining what they look like at night. No, thank you. Well, we're gonna have to go to the rest of Unum's wives. You steps are slow. You're afraid that if you hurry, something will go wrong. You're not doing anything forbidden. At least not especially. Not really. Unum has never told you that you can't come here. Probably applied. Still, as you get closer, each step draws a bead of sweat that slides down your neck. Finally, you stop before a large door closed. It's imposing, with carvings in the wood depicting allegories of the sun. When you lift your hand to touch it, something in your stomach twists. A knot rises in your throat, making it hard to think straight. Fear sleeps in your body, tying around your soft skin. You're a juicy body, nothing more than a piece of flesh waiting to be in. You're about to turn when suddenly the door swung wide open. It's Horace. She's smiling. For a second, then the smile reminds you of Unum's because of the teeth. Bright, perfect, far too visible. Huh? Why in? Source looks genuinely surprised. She stopped smiling for a moment. She realized who you are. The hair around her shifts. You could see it clearly. Her body tense, and the smile she carries tries to recall doesn't come out right. What comes out instead is an awkward grimace. Too many teeth, too little expression in her eyes. You can't come in here without permission. It's dangerous. Unum hasn't returned yet with... Huh? She cuts herself off. Her lips press into a thin line as she returns her gaze inside, as if waiting for something, or someone to rescue her from having to keep talking. More shams! They come looking for you. I told you to warn me before showing up here. You pair of pests. Okay, you guys went to visit the aunties, huh? The sister wives. The children come out quickly. Their twin tails linked together as multiple empty apologies to the woman, laughing without trace of shame in their bodies. If you do that again, I'll tell Angus to ban you from coming here. She says it with forced, stern tone, though she's convinces no one. Then she looks at you, apologizes, and closes the door right in your face. You're well stunned. Well, she's trying not to eat us, because I think it's gonna be very cross with her. You don't really know what to think. You feel both pity and rejection. But the children don't seem to give you time to organize your thoughts, pulling at your sleeves towards Unum's residence. All while telling you what they did at the host of the stars of Orion's belt. From the little you could catch and process, you gather that Nor or to lowers intensity, whatever that means. Watching them compete for your praise is funny at first, but when you realize they're both competing seriously, trying to outdo and crush the other, you stop them immediately. You scold them and warn them if they keep it up, you'll end the activity. Both apologize and return to their dwellings, much more calmer. Hours pass and you're not as angry at Unum anymore. Or so you think. The kids are already at their sixth drawing when Unum finally shows up. And the scene before your eyes is absurd. It's as absurd as it's comical. It looks like Unum just got home from work. Aw, yeah, it does. Shams and Or greet him happily, competing to see who can talk louder to win his attention. He does what he can to listen to them both, but quickly becomes impossible as Shams demands all the attention, tugging at Unum's robe until it's all out place, while Nora glares at his sister's behavior. It's like, behave, sister. Unum doesn't seem to care. You can't understand how he can be so permissive. He loves his kids. He just goes back to drawing. It's Nora who stops talking, choosing instead to come back to you and continuing drawing. You can't help but notice the bear's look on his face as he draws. So you try to cheer him up, talking nonsense and telling jokes as bad as they are most painful. But it works. Nora ends up laughing a little. You both finish your drawings and compare them. Nora's way better than yours. You blame it on your hands. If they were in better shape, maybe your drawings would look nicer. Oh no, mine will still be bad. Trimmers. Can't live with them. I can't live without them because I just definitely want to live. Well, I'll say caffeine makes it worse. Nora leaves the table to go to his room, while Shams stays behind until Unum's on full monologue. The poor guy looks at you, pleading for help with his eyes, and decides to step in. You're the one who has to stop Shams, so she tells Unum she'll leave Unum alone. She obeys instantly, without complaint. You left alone with Unum. He approaches, expecting a welcome kiss. Kiss his cheek, kiss his lips. Turn your face away. I could be adopting a fourth wife right here. Kiss his lips. Oh, he has little freckles right here. Does he actually have freckles? It's a chest kiss, nothing passionate or suggestive. An intimate greeting you share with him a few times. And he seems to have grown used to it. That he demands one every time he returns from the hotel. Even think he's gotten addicted to them. You always catch him staring at your lips afterwards, and you wonder if it's because he wants another kiss or because he wants to eat you little by little. I'm gonna take a guess and say he wants another kiss. With those bedroom eyes he's giving us, yeah, it's definitely another kiss. Testing and tasting, bit by bit, make him his portion last until he decides to kiss him all once. The thought makes you squirm involuntarily. There must be something wrong with you. Maybe this world has completely corrupted you. Because where did your decency go? Out the door we got married to him. Look what I brought for the kids. He says cheerfully that for a moment you'd forget who you're dealing with. Oh, okay. Eyeball. Are the kids gonna eat it? So Unum pulls a blood-stained handkerchief from his pocket. It looks like a bucket of cold water is dumped over you. Of course, it wouldn't be a toy or damn pet dog if dogs even existed here. Come on, can't they have a pet dog? No, it had to be two brown eyes staring at you, raw, bloody, and eyes laying lifeless on the cloth. I only see one. Where's the other? It's so disgusting you can't help but shove Unum away from you. And he has the audacity to whine, confused by your reaction. Well, blame Jeff. Blame Jeff on that reaction. Do you like them? He picks one up between his fingers, bringing it closer to his face, searching for details you'd rather not know. He squeezes it slightly, and it's firmer. to imagine. It must be because they no longer have the glow they had when they were connected to the placebo body. The mental image of Unum ripping someone's eyes out, or placebos, whatever, is far more grotesque than the eyes in his hands, because you can picture every detail, all while Unum smiles through it. I see that. I see heart eyes right there. They look like yours, but without the little white dot you have, and the one that changes size when you're surprised. I really like yours. Do you think they'll taste the same as others? I just want to eat the body. They're not for eating. How do you think yours taste? How do you think yours taste? Your question comes out naturally, in the same tone and intent that Unum used earlier. He looks at you wide-eyed. He didn't see that coming. Nope. Excellent, magnificent. What a counterattack. Just as twisted as his. You're freaking best. You're the freaking best. Well, we have to be sarcastic. You can't savor the brilliance of your combat at mid-piece, nor enjoy the redhead's expression at so long, because he started laughing. They don't taste like anything. Look. He puts the eye away inside his robe, carefully not to damage them. What comes next catches off guard. His hand shoots towards his right eye, and you jump back, shouting that it's not necessary. His hand pauses for just a few centimeters from his eye. You don't want to witness self-mutilation today. He had enough after that gift from Shams and Nor. A brain fart. What gift? I'm just tired. Unum tries to explain that it's nothing, that doesn't hurt. He can just regenerate another one later. But ignore him. Maybe in their day, when your stomach isn't so twisted, you'll be willing to see that. You chat for a while about how each of your days went. Unum listens to you with intensity that unnerves you a bit, as if every word you say deserves to be remembered and engraved into his memory. You tell him everything you did, when the mundane things that mean little to you seem to delight him. You're not sure if your voice that fascinates him, or if he truly cares to know every detail of your day. Without realizing what happened, you're already in the kitchen. You keep talking, recounting even the smallest things, though you avoid mentioning what happened during the checkup. You show him the drawings you made, with Nor, turning the pages only when you're sure Unum has seen every detail. He studies them with a fascination. With a gentle smile, he compares them to the works that adore his always. He even wonders aloud if he can find frames the right size to hang them in his room. Now, between relief, silence, and laughter, you're preparing dinner for you and the kids. The best part is that you had to listen to Unum chatting to satisfy the grants. Oh well, keeping the neutral face, you had to fight the urge to laugh, but you held it like a champ. There's no doubt his singing voice is anything but metallic. When the food starts cooking, the aroma fills the room. For a brief moment, everything feels cozy, domestic, and familiar. But bit by bit, your mind refuses to let go of the worry. You can't forget what Septum said to Nor. You go back and forth between whether to mention it, to keep Deep down, you suspect that even if you knew, you wouldn't pose what the head of the garden had ordered. Okay, I'm gonna mention what Septum said. You take advantage of the next moment of silence, finally say that you've been holding since you entered the kitchen. You don't rehearse your words or build up a speech. You just say what matters. A single line, Septum says nor, as a US, is more than enough for Unum to realize you're talking about the checkup. His smile vanishes instantly. The knife in his hand slices at least one last piece of fruit. Sliding across the plate, a harsh sound rains out when the blade scrapes against the dish. A bit more force, and you're sure one of them, either the plate nor the knife, would break. You know Nor needs to eat more. He lost weight because he's already eats too little. Don't you think? Did he say it to you or to him? Cuts you off. His voice is dry. His face is devoid of emotion. Complete neutral, like a machine. You look at him confused. You don't understand the point of the question or why it should matter. Who Septum said it to? If you said his name, there's nothing you and I could do. To prove his point, Unum serves equal portions to the children's plates. His moves are sharp and fast, as if his energy at the situation, or because just feeling powerless. As a final touch, he places an eye on each plate. You have to look away to keep from feeling sick. Together, you sit on the table, arranging the plates in their places. Once you seat, Unum calls the kids to come eat with you. Shams and Nor come running from the same direction, their clothes stained with dirt. You assume they were outside play fighting. Sadness to see Nor so thin and small. They're supposed to share the same living conditions, the same schedule, the same care from both of you. But Nor keeps falling further behind, while Shams keeps moving forward without looking back. What's that? I need to give him a hug. She asks as she sits down, staring at her plate. You don't need to be genius to know what she means. Nor, on their hand, looks at the food without much interest, poking it with his fork. Today is the last day of the month. It's human today instead of placebo. I almost ate that at them on the way home. They smell like you. Nor comments while looking at you, a bit sad. Your heart skips a beat. You're right, Nor. Why? Your gaze immediately turns to Unum. He has no idea how to explain this to the children. But when your eyes meet Unum's, you realize he doesn't know what to say either. Because how do you explain to children like entities that you're about to eat something very similar to the person who plays the role of their parent? Technically, we are a bit of their parent. Technically, one half of the parents. In the end, you tell her you'll explain later and to eat before the food spoils. Shams drops the subject and starts eating, waving the eye for the last bite. Every now and then, you glance nervously at Nor. His plate remains untouched, save for the missing eye. When everything's done, Nor's plate is still almost full. When he asks him for if something's wrong, Nor simply says he's not hungry. He gets up from the table to go to bed, falling after Shams. You feel like crying, but you swallow it down as best as you can. 3 days have passed since the last checkup, and you can't keep pretending it's not to see what's obvious anymore. The children are growing, and far too fast. Was it yesterday when you truly realized it? Or maybe the day before? You can't recall exactly, but you remember the rush of horror and dread that followed. This time, the fear is different. What if they don't stop growing? What if they just in a few days, they'll become old, then turn to dust and bones? Every hour counts. If you have to guess the stage they're in now, you say in adolescence. So maybe, well, they're already kids. So teenager, a little bit of a teenager, wacky bodies that don't seem to figure out the space between what is theirs and what belongs to others. The defiant attitude, that's teenage. The constant tug of war between them, between what they can and what they can't, testing how far they can go without earning your repine. Game man lectures. They're always measuring what they'll get if they push a bit further, and whether you're given or not. Seems more like a teenager. Or 12 to teenager. It's a game for them, but for you, it's exhausting. If only you had the same authority over them as Septum has. To say their names and have them obey instantly. And when Shams looks at you, you hate to admit it, but she scares you a little. Because even though she still looks at you with affection and touch of innocence, if you pay closer attention, or worse, overthink it, you realize she's watching you. The way a cat does a caged bird from outside. She just wants to eat us now, too. Everyone just wants to eat us. As for Norm, he eats less and less. And it's not because he wants to. You caught him staring at the food hungry more than once. Okay. Plan. Septon find a way to get Sam and Dean in this universe and kick Septon's butt. Then what Nor eat? You resort to the strains. Some you're not proud to admit to, but more desperate. Forcing him doesn't work. His body rejects what you make him eat. It's barely anything to start. It's as if his body refuses to accept more than a few bites a day. And there's nothing you can do. The moving the sheets pull you back to the present. Unum lies beside you on the bed while you flip through the books he brought. You can't read them, but they're interesting enough to pass the time. Now his hands take one of yours, bring it close to his face. Your knuckles brush against his lips and cheeks. Suddenly his teeth entered the equation. He bares them with a vicious smile, all under your watchful gaze, and traps the skin on the back of your hand between them, still holding your gaze. He begins to bite slowly. Oh, let him continue. Let's see what happens. Let Unum continue. You don't pull away. You watch his teeth press harder and harder into your flesh and start feeling a tingle travel down your arm and into your chest. Unum's gaze doesn't waver for a second. He enjoys your reaction. When he finally releases the bite, he lazily drags his tongue over where his teeth had been. What's left are faint marks and a reddish bruise tinting your skin, a temporary mark made by him while he stares at with a mix of pride and desire. Did it hurt? He asked, following it with a long kiss in one of your knuckles. You answer in brief, just a simple no. Your hands don't feel anything anymore, not even pressure. If Unum were to rip your hand or fingers off in a single bite, you wouldn't feel the pain. But that doesn't give him the right to claim the parts of your body that are bound to become useless someday. It's not fair that you won't give me more. You give me a tiny piece of yourself. Even the parts that are dying taste good. Just one little finger, please. No. You're cruel. You're going to let me starve. That's right. You bite your lip after speaking, trying to hide a laugh. You feel the moment you see the redhead's face scrunch up, feigning pain. You turn your attention to the book. Unum lies down beside you, tugging the pillow. His breath's heavy, inhaling and exhaling, as if trying to get your attention. He's doing it on purpose. He doesn't need to breathe. It almost looks like a poor imitation of you when you sleep. Maybe it's mockery, if you think too hard about it. He groans a fake pain, rubbing his face into the pillow, trapped between his big arms. I have a council meeting today. He breaks the silence. You have to lift your eyes from the book to process what he said. I just said, cancel what? You mustn't notice your confusion, because he prepares to explain, taking a deep breath before speaking. I have to talk to them every month to stay updated or changes or issues within my domain. Nothing entertaining. I don't like it. They're all so old-fashioned and dull. I want to stay with you. Take me with me? Don't go. Stay with me. Take me to the meeting. Stares at you, wide-eyed, then laughs loudly, almost uncontrollably. Do you have a death wish? Looking and smelling like that, you don't even make it to the cancel room door. Well, I don't think they could take me down anyway. But I don't think you'll be safe if I start fighting near you either. Ha. It's better if you stay here. Oh, I want to go with you though. I want to see what happens in the council. I could tell the girls to keep you company for the day. He can't interrupt his call to duty, so after Unum made breakfast for you and the children, he left. Today, Shams doesn't want to stay in the residence, preferring to visit Agnes, Soros, and Elena. She tells you before leaving to ask you not to make her take nor long. You ask her why, feeling a bit angry about her attitude. Nor doesn't want to. Why? He shut the door in my face when I asked him if he wanted to come with me. Did you two fight? Shams glances at the left, pursing her lips, while figuring out how to answer your question. No. Are you sure? It's obviously fought, but she still tries to deny it. Before leaving, she gives you a sideways glance filled with guilt and worry. She calls you by your parental title, her voice soft and tender. Reminds you of all the times that name had come from her mouth, but this time it feels strange. It's so strange it twists your stomach. It'll be better if he handles it. As she leaves, just like that, you don't get the chance to ask who she means by he, but how much influence Septum has over your children. Not sure if Shams met him or Unum. Probably Septum. You try to pass the time by finding something, anything to keep yourself busy, but it's difficult. Clean is unnecessary. Unum always keeps everything spotless, and you're pretty much sure he cleans the residence while you sleep. Or just watches us sleep. Cook impossible. Your chants don't work, since you don't know the language they use to satisfy food. Read, huh? When Unum has time, you ask him to teach you to read and chant. Yeah, I don't know your language. So you have two options. Chat with the paintings in the halls, or go talk to your son. Okay, what's the painting? Hi, painting. Okay, save just in case, but I'm gonna have to go with seeing what happens if we go chant with the paintings. Go chant with the paintings. It sounds stupid enough to try, and it helps the hours go by faster. You got nothing to lose. You walked decisively towards the first painting that comes to mind. Your first victims are two women cutting the throat of a man lying on the bed. Oh, I think it's this one. You explain your theory about why you think they're doing that. In complete nonsense, but you still speak respectfully. You expect more sorts of response. You expect some sort of response as you look at the painting, but neither woman give you one. I mean, it's clearly their paintings. You don't bother asking the man, because obviously he can't speak with his throat slit. Poor guy. I think we're insane. You have to pause for a moment to process what you're doing. Yikes. You're officially become the neighborhood lunatic. You officially became the neighborhood lunatic the moment you decide to talk to the paintings. Good thing no one can see how deranged you look. Yeah, it's time to stop. No, we need to talk to the paintings more. In silence, with a bit of shame in your soul, you step back from the scene, walking slowly and staring at the floor. Despite the passing hours, you can't get Sham's words out of your mind. Would it really be better if he handled it? You don't think so. Septum? Unum? You don't know which one she meant, and no only makes it worse. The very thought that she might have meant Unum, that could actually be Septum, makes your blood boil. You're the one who stare with them every day, watching in fear as they grow up at alarming weight. You're the one who longs to regrets not holding them more when they're babies. And no one is going to take away the responsibility you have towards your children. It's time to have a real conversation with Noor about how he's been feeling lately. And not talk to the paints. You know, that was hilarious. You walk with a strange tightness in your throat. Each step feels and disturbs the static calm in the place. They shouldn't sound this loud, echo this much, but today they do. Head straight for to the door Noor shares with his sister. Just a few more steps, then a turn to the left, and here I know the mental layout to the residence like the back of your hand. You hope that when you walk in, Noor will greet you with that gentle, timid smile of his. You reach the door to his room, and it's open. Still you knock to announce yourself, but there's no reply. When you step in, the room's empty. Noor? No one answers your call. Strange. You turn your head, heels to go look for him. He shouldn't be outside because whenever their twins leave, they always let you know. The moment you step out of the room, immense force slams into your chest and sends you falling backwards. With all his weight on top of you, Noor grabs your shoulders, pinning you down. His fingers and nails dig into your skin, tearing it open until blood wails from the wounds. You stare his eyes in horror. Their gentle look is gone, completely replaced by something else. Well, our kid's gonna try to eat us. Now you understand why Shams doesn't want you evolved. Noor looks at you the same way he looks like it at the leftovers he's forbidden to eat, with hunger. Noor, stop! Noor ignores your words. So you die in the hands of your own son. Bad end. Names are important here. Okay, I thought we weren't supposed to say the name, so try to say his original name. You try to scream his name, but you can't. Try again. Try to say his name. You struggle to break free, pushing against his face with your hands, and try to shove him back, but it's useless. In your desperation, you try to put distance between you with your legs. That works. Again, try to say his original name. Nor doesn't want to win. He takes position again, but this time with his hands on your stomach. Again, try to say his original name. His desperation and hunger binds him so completely that he screams don't reach his ears. Lost in trance you can't break. His nails tear through your clothes. Reaching flesh. Come on, harder. Try to say his original name. Grabs your skin at first, with a clear goal to rip you open and devour your organs. One more. Sirius, stop! Nor freezes, his body tensing the moment you speak his true name. In his eyes, your terrified reflection trembles. Your arms are outstretched before you in an utterly useless shield of flesh and bone. It could tear apart at you in a second. Nor blinks open, his eyes glistening in his eyes. Nor blinks once more, tiny tears glistening in his eyes. On the next blink, they break free, screaming down his cheeks nonstop. He opens his mouth, but no words come out. The only sound escapes his throat are broken whispers, followed by his uncontrollable sobs. When he finally gathers the strength to speak, he calls out to you, scared, sorrowful, filled with regret, but he doesn't reach for you. He doesn't speak your touch. He stays still, trying to make himself as small as possible while he keeps crying. Oh, because he tried to kill us, that's why. He pauses over and over, barely stopping to breathe, until his voice turns hoarse. Approach and cradle him in your arms. Nord tries to push you away, throwing hands and feet like a baby, but it's a weak attempt. If he could, he would have you far away and covered in more wounds. Even though his clothes is burned, you don't care. You need to comfort your baby. It doesn't take long before he's in your arms, crying uncontrollably, while begging for forgiveness. He starts to articulate what he wants to say, in words devoured by sobs. But you understand him. You caress his face and whisper words of love to him. You tell him that you could never be angry at him, never hate him. That he'll always be your little one, no matter what happens. After a while, he begins to calm down, but he doesn't stop crying. It's how you truly come to your senses. You're dealing with entities in a world far more dangerous than you ever let yourself admit. You're raising beings that could tear your eyes out with a single motion. And now it hits you that you should be terrified. But it's hard to feel that fear completely. Because behind those teeth and claws, they're still your children. They're not monsters. And in fact, too, in the process of elaboration, you have to wait a little while to find out how this ends. Too bad we don't get a Unum little thing to talk to him in the next route. So that is the end of Unum's route for Act 2.5. If you like my content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Comment down below and like the video, and I'll see you guys next time.